to Sci-Fi Invasion. I'm your host, Joey Hollywood, and I'm trying to get through all 50 movies in this 50 movie box set from Mill Creek in 50 weeks. The movie I watched today was called Life Returns from 1935. This movie was a roller coaster. It's very short, only an hour long. Actually, it's less than an hour. And I was not prepared for what this movie was. Firstly, it opens up by saying everything in the movie is real. This is a real story. They really brought animals back to life. This is all real. So my first thought was, okay, so all this is fake. And it's really funny too because it has this big long scrolling text about how everything's real, that this was a real experiment done and all the footage is real. And then it does the opening credits, and then there's another wall of text explaining that everything in the movie is real. And so I'm like, okay, so what is this? I'm like, okay, all right, what is this? And it opens up with a bunch of scientists on their graduation day, and one of the scientists wants to go work for some university because he wants to cure death. And the other students are like, no, we want to start our own business. It'll take longer, but we can own everything. And the other guy's like, no, it's not about owning it. It's about the accomplishment itself. I don't care about the money. I just want to accomplish curing death. If we do it on our own, it could take 5 years. If I do it through the school, I can do it in 1 year. They split up because of this. Then it moves towards him trying to cure death at the school. And when I first saw Life Returns, I was like, okay, this is going to be like a Frankenstein knockoff. And it starts kind of like that, but more so like Herbert West's Reanimator. The book specifically, not so much the movie. So I'm like, okay, so this is kind of like maybe this is, when was Reanimator written? Maybe this is kind of a loose remake of that. I feel like I would have heard about that, but maybe it's not. And then the movie drastically changes course. It goes from like him trying to cure death to the school dropping him and his life falling apart. His wife dies, he can't take care of his kid, and then it moves to like a courtroom drama where they're taking his kid away from him and putting him into an orphanage, and then the kid runs away, and then it turns into the Little Rascals. Like, no joke, Little Rascals, with the little kids talking like, hey, what are you talking about? I don't know, hey, just let's do all this stuff. The kid, like, the whole movie just shifts tones to be about these little kids. Their dog eventually gets like taken by the pound, so all the kids team up to go rescue the dog, and then one of the kids breaks their leg, and then it's like, oh yeah, I forgot there's a scientist in this movie, and they take the scientist to go like reset the kid's leg. Even though I don't think, a genetic scientist or whatever this guy's supposed to be would be the right person for that. It's so strange. But then eventually the dog itself gets killed. This is where everything starts coming together. This is where Life Returns happens. I don't know, I just sat through a 30-minute Little Rascals episode. In the last 8 to 10 minutes, the movie finally lives up to its title. And what's going on here, and I had to look this up because as I was watching this, I was like, this seems really real. Ends up, this is actual footage of them bringing a dog back from the dead. This was an experiment they did. They gassed a dog, killed it, and then brought it back from the dead. Very inhumane. Footage is all real, and it's cutting to the kids that is obviously not real stuff, and then it's cutting to the scientist who's not interacting with the people actually performing the miracle. It's so strange. And it was a slow realization that I was seeing an actual dead dog being brought back from the dead. And to me, I don't think it's that much of a miracle because, they killed it and then brought it back before its brain activity shut down to the point where they couldn't bring it back. Sorry, I'm getting a scam call. Not impressive in my opinion. Pretty freaking inhumane. It really brought down the enjoyment of the movie. I hear that this movie was considered a freak film and was banned, and there was a lawsuit. I really had to. I was so baffled by what I was seeing. I actually did look up stuff. I don't normally do this for the series, but I did. Weird movie. It's not a horrible movie. It's strange, but I would not recommend it just for the simple fact that they did kill a dog and bring it back to life. I just found that very unpleasant. Not a fan. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you next time. And next time, we'll be starting on the final disc. Disc 12 with the final 5 movies. From then, it's a countdown. It's the final 5. So we're almost there. We're almost done. I'll see you then. Remember, please be kind and rewind.